This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Look, sorry for that footnote, but I just had to ask that question. Like I said, there were plenty of multiplexes in L.A. in which to see Con Air or Broken Arrow or Eddie Murphy's remake of The Nutty Professor. Nothing wrong with those movies. If people need bread in circuses, better it be bread from the best flour and spring water, and circuses under the cleanest canvas tents with the healthiest animals. Also, nothing wrong with standing crotch to ass in a screaming throng while a band sends sonic boulders of aggression out of monolith speakers and blasts the dust off your skin. Regular doses of spectacle and subtle enhance your life. Flanagan wanted to bring some subtle. Once he bought the place, he tried to change its name to The Establishment after Peter Cook's London Club in the 60s, where Marty Feldman and the Goons and eventually Monty Python sprung from. But the previous owners, for murky legal reasons, had a say in the matter, and they said no, so Flanagan said fuck it, and just changed its name to The Largo. It wasn't long before Flanagan got the idea to make Monday night a comedy night. Or maybe it wasn't his idea. Maybe he was approached by Josh DiDonato, who'd started the Onyx show and taken it to Pedro's and now, with a rabid weekly audience, was looking for a nicer venue. Another footnote, Josh DiDonato is another story, and it'd be cruel and insensitive of me to say anything too harsh about the poor bastard in these pages. That's why we're crouching down in this footnote while I whisper to you, look, yeah, he was kind of fucked up. I have run into him recently, and he's a much calmer, more self-effacing guy. Without going into too much detail, he knew how to book a room. He was a one-man internet mailing list before the internet became the all-reaching clarion it is today. Tireless promoter, but also tragically a frustrated comedian who thought of himself as equal to a lot of the performers he booked. It's forgivable, as you'll see when you read the rest of this chapter. We were all fucked up and full of ourselves then. There was a madness to the Largo, and Josh, just as much as anyone else, got caught up in it. That's another book and not mine to write. Also, Pedro's Grill became even shadier and scarier than the 4-star, so it followed that Josh would want to take his admittedly superlative show to a more stable room. He'd have been a conquering hero if he just stuck to booking the room, but he let his hubris lead him up onto the stage, and so now he's an older, wiser motherfucker with a rueful calm. I like him. I do. What mattered to me and to every other comedian who started doing those Monday nights was that even more than the Uncabaret, the Largo was truly a place to change your career. A good set could literally change the path of your life. I walked back into the kitchen one night, and there was Paul Thomas Anderson, inviting me to be in Magnolia. Another night, the Farrelly brothers came, and I started punching up their movies. And that was just me. There were suddenly other faces, other amazing talents. Paul F. Tompkins, dapper and razor-witted, who on most Mondays did what another comedian described to me as structural damage to the room. Here came people I remembered from San Francisco, Greg Barrett, Greg Proops, Karen Kilgariff. Mary Lynn Ricecub, whom I'd first seen in San Francisco, doing poetry at the Albion, was now bringing the same off-inflection, broken iambic attack and startling shifts up onto the stage. The Largo audience went anywhere, shifted gears effortlessly. None of us had ever seen anything like it. Sarah Silverman, David Cross, and Louis C.K. would go up and destroy like they were playing the video game Doom in God mode. God mode, by the way, that's where you play with endless ammo, endless lives. A lot of my Mad TV sketches never got written because I was too busy mowing down beholders and cacodemons with a pulse rifle.